everybody. I am here in the back of the trailer. You're probably thinking, why? I wanted to give a trailer tour. So we are still in Idaho, Island Park, Idaho. Tomorrow we leave, and Kirk and I decided we were going to rearrange the trailer. I mean, it fit everything, but we were unsatisfied with the organization, or the lack of organization. And I had set it up pretty well, but I didn't like how it had become. You know, sometimes you set something up and you organize it, and then the more you use it, I mean, we've packed and unpacked 6 times over the last 9 days, and it got to be a big mess in here. So both of us kind of had this epiphany at the same time to rearrange it in a way that worked much better. Now, I know you haven't seen what it looked like except for kind of the fast, in our last video you saw the fast version of Kirk packing it, and if you watched that, you saw that the last row bench seat to our van was sitting right here, which made it so difficult to maneuver in here. But both of us kind of had this epiphany, why don't we put it along the back wall? And we were able to make that work today. So I'm going to give you a tour of everything that we've got in here and what it kind of takes to fill this sucker up, and also what's not in here, so that you can understand kind of what we're towing behind and how this is working. So here goes. Okay, we're going to start at the entrance. And right here at this side, I have these shelves that we put in. We actually have shelves all over, as you can see, and that helps lift everything up off the floor. And as you can imagine, it would be better if, you know, height is our friend in this situation. But what we have here at the front is our tools. We have a tarp, and then we have tools that include things like a drill, screws, more brackets if we need to secure more things, duct tape, scissors, all kinds of things in here. Zip ties, WD-40, because those are the essentials, screws, etc. And these are zip tied down. I drilled holes in the bottom and zip tied them to these shelves, which are bolted. I don't know if you can see that right down there. Bolted to the sides of the trailer. So Kirk has all his tools. We have things like Fix-A-Flat, extra fluids, etc. that just kind of make up the emergency toolkit portion of our you know, I think on a road trip like this, if you don't have some tools at your disposal, you're kind of up a creek if something were to go wrong. In this little basket right here, we have wipies, plastic bags for garbage, and then our extra egg cartons as we use our eggs. Back here, some soaps and etc., etc. So that's the garage portion of our. We have an extra spare tire that we pull in. And then as we continue down this wall, we start our food, because we need food. And so this whole wall, I've got 2 full size shelves with 1, 2, 3, 4 shelves on them. And we have just about everything we'd ever need in this section. So I'll just kind of go through. Sorry, my throat is so scratchy. It's the residual from this silly cold we've had. And at night it's a little bit worse, and it doesn't help that I had ice cream, but we won't tell anybody. So in these buckets down here, we have everything from apple cider vinegar, because I drink a lot of it, pastas, dehydrated fruits. I have flour, brown sugar. I have all my dehydrated food for soups, stews, and etc., etc. Just have a lot of basic ingredients, including our raw sugar and all that good stuff. It's all in here. One of the things that we've accessed a lot in our canisters is our pancake mix. We have a dry pancake mix that we use, and we just pull the canister out, mix up the mix, and voila, pancakes. Easy, easy smeezy. All right, we have some canned goods right here that are in this fabulous container that is zip tied, again, very securely to the shelf system. And here we have utensils. A lot of Airbnbs will be missing a utensil or two that you just have to have. And so we have them in here. In the bottom I have extra lids. And then I don't know if you can see that little yellow thing right there. That helps open some of these canisters that you just have to pry off. Now, all of this down here looks like a jumbled mess, but there is a method to my madness, and I will explain it. So down in these, at the very bottom, I have canned goods. I have things like my homemade applesauce, apple juice. I have spaghetti sauce and tomato sauce and things for basic cooking. I have my beef broth, my chicken broth, and they are all individually wrapped. And because they have stuff on top, it's hard to see. Right here, I saved things like my Amazon packages and cut them into strips and then individually wrapped them. It sounds like a lot of work, but were the resources I had on hand, and I individually wrapped them so they don't clang up against each other. And then of course they have padding at the bottom so they're not rattling at the bottom. On top are softer things like our rice packets, so that nothing will fall on it. I also have some jars of dry goods. They won't roll around, and then it gives a cushion. These aren't going anywhere either because they are zip tied securely to the frame here, and you can kind of see here how I have them wrapped. There's bubble stuff here, dry goods, and then on top of them I have other dry goods that, you know, are lighter and won't hurt the jars themselves. Same thing down here. My rice is kind of my in-between everything. Baked goods or baking goods, my tea, etc. So all of that is jars. As we eat it, I just empty them and put them right back. So I'm taking empty jars along. I have a drawer of our plastic bags, aluminum foil, plastic wrap, etc. And then it's zip tied, but because the drawers pull out, I have this bungee to hold it in. And, you know, that's why these are like that. And then as we move up here, I have my spices. And I'll show you that. So in here I have all the spices that I brought from home. The basic ones. I have a whole spice cabinet that's packed away. But anything I thought we might need, from curry to cinnamon, salt, etc. So these are great, and they have lasted so well in here. They have not come open. I haven't had any issues with any of that. I haven't even had these things slip off, and they're not bungeed in. It's kind of cool. Okay, next row up. All of this is drinkable water, because you just never know about, you know, if we get stranded on the side of the road or whatever. As opposed to this water over here, which is distilled water for the engine, if we happen to need it, or, you know, something else. Distilled water over here. Some tea and things like that in here. And then we have our farm fresh eggs that are sitting in these egg cartons right here. We are eating them fast enough so that they won't spoil before we get to the hot weather, probably. And when we do get to hot weather, which I think actually is our next stop, these will start going in the coolers in the fridge. Okay, I know it's not food, but at the top we have our printer. And you may ask yourself why they brought their home printer. Well, Kirk works during the week, so he needs a printer sometimes, and we have our home printer. Extra toilet paper. There's an empty cooler for when we maybe do a hike. We can pack food in there. And then here's our just-in-case cooktop. We have a skillet and extra propane matches, and etc. It's all in there. If we don't have to use it, that's okay with me. We actually have, in this corner back here, our tents and canopies and things like that, just in case we have to camp. And I am hoping that we don't have to do that. We just wanted to be prepared. Over here, right here in front of us, we have all our laundry stuff. Some Airbnbs have laundry soap and detergent and stuff. We brought extra just in case, and we actually found one that was very low and we needed to dip into our own. So we have all that here. This particular Airbnb this is not an Airbnb, it's a Verbo. They don't have laundry supplies, so we have our own, and it's worked out wonderfully. that is my little bag of goodies. It's got wine in it, just FYI. So all tucked back in there is all the fun stuff. We have lawn chairs. Those are the green things right there are their cots. Skateboard. We have Lily's telescope, which we've had up all week and have had a lovely time looking at the stars. Helmets, lawn chairs. We have a canopy hiding back there. Our life jackets. Underneath that is our extra school supplies. Yay! The kids are always so thrilled. Extra towels in that laundry basket. And then this is a suitcase of toys, which is fun. My extra bag of bags, because when we come out here we do some shopping. And obviously when I go shopping in the trailer, I just want to grab a bag, fill it up with what I need, and then take that inside. Okay. Down at the bottom, I have my slow cooker, my rice cooker, and a coffee grinder. We do bring coffee. We have found that we have needed all three of these appliances multiple times. The slow cooker is amazing because if we are out all day on a hike, the last thing anybody wants to do is come and make a full meal. So if we can make it, put it in the slow cooker before we go, come back to something yummy, that has saved our bacon. It's been so nice. It's hard to tell, but underneath here, wrapped up here, is a flat skillet, an electric skillet, so we can do multiple pancakes at a time. Okay, so here, up here, behind this grate, looks like it's in prison, we start our dry goods. So I have a whole slew of disposables. And we don't like doing disposables, but on a trip like this, you just have to. So I've got napkins. I've got some disposable dinnerware, so some trays and stuff. We have found a couple of, here I'll pull this one up from the top, that making cookies, which we want to do, is difficult because some people don't have cookie sheets, or if they do, they're really gross. So we've got our own disposables. This is cups, hot cups, cold cups, their lids, and then these guys, which are perfect for leftovers. We have the lids for those right here. These are all plates, bowls, and hot dog boats. And then we have our utensils up here, and then a thing of toilet paper. And this needs to go right there. So yeah, this is really very helpful. This holds this whole bucket in, and then I actually put this guy right in front and bungee it to that, and I'll do it later, to keep those from tumbling out all over the floor, which would stink big time. So that's that rack. This next rack is actually more personal stuff. We have down below, don't laugh, we have hair color stuff because we're just kind of that kind of crazy family, and other toiletry items. We've got first aid in this bucket right here, and then other like feminine products, extra toothpaste, extra soap, dental floss, things like that in here. Other hair things like hair dryer, hair curlers, brushes. I've got my hair cutting scissors and stuff which is gonna happen at our next stop. And then we have another bunch of things that come out and get put into this. We access these guys a lot. We have our coolers, which are empty, because what we do is we fill these all back up with the food. We have everything. We have a full kitchen inside the Airbnb's kitchen. We load it all up with coolers, and since our journeys don't take any longer than 8-10 hours to drive, they're perfectly fine in here. Then when we're done, we pull them all back out and put them inside the refrigerator of the Airbnb. Now, what you don't see in this lovely thing right here are all of our suitcases, our bikes, now we have some wood because we bought wood for a fire pit here, and a couple other miscellaneous things. All of that gets put in here, and we, everything else is tied down, as you probably noticed. We have bungee cords holding everything in, so that what gets put in the middle here is our suitcases and our bikes. And then we're good to go. Nothing moves in here. And if it does, we just figure out a way to make it better for next time. Cool, huh? I think it's pretty cool. I don't know. You may think we're crazy. Rightfully so. We're pretty crazy. Anyway, that's just, it's a short video, but it is what it is. And this is saving our bacon. We're actually saving a lot of money. We're not eating out all the time. In fact, today we went to a barbecue place right by the west entrance of Yellowstone. That was really yummy, but it was expensive to feed our whole family like that. It was freaking spendy. So we would spend that in one grocery trip, and that would last us a week. So this is the supplements that help our budget for this long journey, just in case you were wondering how we're doing this. No, we're not made of money. We are trying to be as smart as we possibly can. So I am going to stop the video and say blessings to you until next time, because way out in the distance out there is my family sitting around a fire making s'mores, and I'm gonna go join them. So blessings to you, and bye. We'll see you next time.